What's up, video land? How y'all doing today? I hope everybody's good and is having a happy new year. I am coming on this, I believe it's Friday, and I'm coming on to kind of talk to you all about some of the things that I have been hearing. I've been hearing a lot of things. I put a post up yesterday, and typically when I put a post up, it comes from somewhere. It comes from me either having a conversation or having some experiences. It comes from something and somewhere. And I haven't been on video for a while, and there's some reasons behind that. But when we come back out, we come in strong. But I want to talk to you all about the things that I am confronted with having to explain to people all the time. For those of y'all that have never watched me, my name is Nikki Smith. This is Knowledge by Nikki, and I am really a business finance coach now. Really, my title has kind of evolved from restructuring to salon to now I really deal with small businesses and their finances. That's really kind of my thing now, is helping them understand what comes in, what goes out, what doesn't need to go out, et cetera, et cetera. So I am your small business financial master, okay? And I say that word because that is the subject today. I actually put a post up yesterday, I want to say it was, or either the day before, and it said something to the effect of, in the climate of all of these mastermind groups, should the person that's leading the group have mastered their own mind? Now, I got a lot of people that actually direct messaged me from that, and they were kind of not battling that concept, but they were kind of agreeing to disagree, and that's okay. Let me tell you why I put that post up. I do business assessments, meaning people will pay me for half an hour or an hour or sometimes 90 minutes to just kind of chat with them about what's going on, they know what needs to change, but they don't know how to change. It's just all these different things. Let me tell you the two things I hear probably minimally 10 times a week. Minimally 10 times a week. I hear people say the first thing is they have no idea where their money is. They don't know where it's going. They see it coming in. They don't know it's going out. They have no idea where this money is. So that is what kind of helped me evolve into the direction of finances. I listen to people, and if it's something I believe that I have mastered, and I'm going to explain what that means to some degree, then and only then will I talk to them about what I know. Because I don't talk about what I don't know at all. If I don't know it, I don't even act like I know it. Or if I don't know enough of it, I don't consider myself a master of it. Then the second thing that I hear all the time, and this breaks my heart, I hear all the time about how people have taken their last dollars or taken all this money and invested in this one and that one and this one and that one to help them know or learn what they didn't know, and how they've been taken advantage of over and over and over and over again with so many of these experts or masters of whatever it is that they were asking them. So this is the problem I have assessed, is there is a book for those of you all that are coaches or desire to be coaches. It is, I think, probably one of the highest to date sold coaching books ever. And it's called The Prosperous Coach. I've probably read the book 1,000 times. I can't remember who wrote it, but it's called The Prosperous Coach. Let me talk to you about something that one of the co-writers, I forgot his name, but he has a company called Transitions Excellence. And he put something on Facebook a long time ago, and it stuck with me. And he talked about, in this climate today of all these so-called coaches, everybody want to be a coach and want to be a mentor and want to be, and those are admirable things for people to want to help people. But this is the problem, he said. Now, these are his words, not mine. He actually is the owner of Transitions Excellence. So if you want to know who he is, you could probably Facebook that, and this actual article that he wrote would probably come up. He said, with with the climate of all of these masters or all of these coaches and mentors, why is it that only less than 5%, I think he said, of the people actually do well in these particular genres? Coaching, mentoring, whatever you want to call it. He went on to say, and I'm paraphrasing, he went on to say the reason why people are not doing well in it is because in order to really be good at something, typically, even if you shift and go into another arena, you typically mastered something or you were successful at something before you actually stepped out and said, okay, now I'm at the point where I believe I can teach this to other people. I'm going to bring it down to my own personal life. When I had salon, I owned salons for over 20 years, multiples, many through the years. I own suites now. I owned salons for years. And I remember when I got to the point that from a client standpoint, I had no more hours that I could add to my day. I had no more days I could add to my week. I had no more clients that I could add to my roster. I was booked out a year in advance. Forget a waiting list because they were never going to get in. I did this year after year. My money for what I could charge, for where I was, for what I was doing, I had maxed it. There was nowhere else for me to go. When I got to that point, and I had all these different experiences from all these different types of booth renters and commission and hourly and this type of salon and that type of salon and moved around to that area, that. I had a compilation of enough experience from all different areas where I believed and I knew that I can now consider myself to be a master in that area. Doesn't mean that I'm no longer growing. It just means that I have maxed that out. I have done all that I can do. There is nothing else I can do but now evolve to wherever that takes me, which is actually how I got into coaching. So he goes on, this gentleman, I wish I could recall his name, but again, he wrote, he's part author in the book, The Prosperous Coach, and he also owns a company called Transitions Excellence, if you want to know who he is. And he talks about this, and he said the reason that people are being so disappointed with the people that they're paying good money to, we ain't talking about no peanuts, is because people learn 10 things. They haven't really mastered anything yet. They've done okay. They haven't hit a pinnacle of a point. And then after they learn 10 things, they want to be the teacher. Let's take corporate America. If you went to corporate America and they wanted to hire you for an executive position where your responsibility is to manage other people, do you not think your credentials and the things that you have done, been through, good, bad, and otherwise, and enough of it would actually be the thing that would get you that job? If you didn't have enough experience in the areas that they deemed important, you wouldn't get the job. So I say again, what is mastery? What does that mean? Where should you be? And I don't care about certifications, and I don't care about the politically correct part of it, because there are many successful people, ain't been to no college, ain't got no certification in nothing but life. And they still have enough that they have experienced, have learned, have tried, have messed up, have tried again, where they now know, they don't think, they know that they can at least be able to help out of 100% of the people, they can help 70% of them to get from where they are to where they're going. So what is a master? What does it mean to actually master something? And I'm telling you, I hear the tears. I hear the people that they want to now get me to coach them, but because their finances have been depleted by people who have charged them more money than I do, and they got nothing. And this is what I hear every single week, probably no less than about 10 times a week, because I actually do probably about 20 business assessments a week, just different people, different industries, restaurant, gyms, people that own gyms, people that own construction companies, just whatever. And they're asking me, what is it I've paid for people? Or better yet, I got to almost do a play charades with them if they can see me, because it's usually on Join Me where we can see each other. I got to go through all this convincing and all of these different things that I ain't them. I don't talk about what I don't know. And again, back to the guy who is the owner of Transitions Excellence. I'm so upset that his name is just, I can't recall it. He talks about, this is why you have a world full of coaches, but you only got a handful of them that are really successful. And for any of you all that have studied coaching or studied any type of marketing, bottom line is, if you can't measure it, it doesn't matter. If you can't come up with enough people that can actually vouch for the fact that you are the truth in what it is that you've done for them, that you give them, and it literally takes them from this point to that point, then are you really a master? Are you really a master? And I am coming from a place of being really bothered by lack of pure leadership. Lack of people that not only stand before people and try to tell them this, that, and the other, but they steer them wrong. They're telling them stuff based off of this much experience. Let me say this, and this is my opinion now. This ain't fact-based, but this is my opinion. And the guy from Transition Excellence actually agrees with me. Most people that feel they are a master at something are people that didn't just get it right, they also got it wrong and then got it right again. You got to go through some stuff, good and bad, to really become a master of anything. Because if you're trying to master anything, you're going to try some stuff and don't really know whether it works or not. It may work, it may not, but you keep it moving. And all of these experiences that real people go through, the people that come to you are not coming to you with a clean slate. These people have messed up. They got life mistakes. They got this, they got that. And if you ain't been through nothing, good and bad, how can you help them? How can you help them? You got to have bad situations and good to be a master of anything. And I am so tired of people professing to know what they don't know. And I have been a witness to people standing on a stage in front of people talking about stuff they weren't versed with. And I have watched somebody from the audience who knew more than they knew challenge them. And those people were put on Front Street and it did not go well. So be careful when you put yourself out there in front of people talking about you a master. Because I'm telling you, you're going to mess around and get in front of somebody that really is a master and they're going to challenge you. And you're not going to be able to rise to the challenge because this is my rule of thumb. You don't have to know everything, but you need to know at least 10 times more than the people you standing in front of. I don't care what you teaching. I don't care if you teaching them how to cook, how to sing. I don't care. You need to know more, way more than the people that are under you. And you need to stay in your lane until God evolves you. And to go, I was the raggediest person of life with money. How I got in the financial area, I'm like, God. But you know what happened? I was so bad with money. Then I got better with money. Then I made some more stupid mistakes. Then I said, okay, I'm getting too old for this. And then I sat down, I paid for people, I took webinars, I did whatever I had to do because I was tired of making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year and being flat, busted, broke. I was sick of that. I said, it's got to be a better way. While everybody was getting mad at how rich people don't pay taxes, I was trying to study them. Like they ain't going to jail, so it's something they doing, and I need to know what it is. I took time to learn how to get my stuff right, and I am, thank God as my witness, financially free today, and I do not have, so I can tell you what to do with your money. Absolutely. Because I messed up enough and I fixed it. And before I stepped out and professed to be somebody that could help you, at least in these areas of finance, I got my stuff together. Now, I ain't perfect now. I still can make some bad money decisions. But I know enough to tell somebody what not to do. You want to be debt free? I can help you get there. I don't care how much money you make, and I don't care how much debt you got. I've been in $500,000 worth of debt twice. And I said, you know what? Won't be no Christmas, won't be no birthdays, whatever it took. I was willing to sacrifice. People didn't know it. I lived in my shop for 2 years. People didn't even know that's where I was living. I did whatever I had to do in order to get myself out of that situation. I remember getting coins out of couches. I remember not having a car when it wasn't no Uber. So my thing is, it's breaking my heart when I'm talking to people every single week. I didn't come up with this. I didn't come up with you need to master your own thought. No. I didn't come up with that. I came up with, I'm trying to figure out why are all these people who don't really know enough. I didn't say you didn't know nothing, but you need to know a whole lot before you now put yourself in the position to be the teacher of many. You need to understand a little more than just the bare basics. And you need to be in it for a little while. Be in it for a minute. Don't do something. Let me tell you something. True success is determined over a lifetime. It is not determined because you did something great this 1 year and you did something great maybe 2 years. No, there is something called business cycles. And business cycles, anybody been in business long enough, they can tell you, I don't care how much they tried to dot their I's and cross their T's. Business cycles go like this. And I don't care how good you are, you going to experience some highs and lows in business, whatever kind of business you in. And until you roll through them highs and lows and figured out how to level out and keep your company, if nothing else, it ain't going backwards, but at least it is lateral. Until you get that, and you got to be in it for a minute before you can do that. Because if you ain't been in it for a minute and you not saying you're going to teach people, you got people coming to you broken, people coming to you, they done messed up. How you going to tell them how to fix it if you ain't never messed up nothing? So I'm not telling people, don't aspire to be a leader. Don't aspire to be a coach. Don't aspire to be a mentor. What I'm saying is take it seriously. When you put your name on something and you now profess that I'm going to lead this, I'm going to be the person that teaches people this, I'm now the guru of this, so I'm the boss. I don't care what term you use. You better make sure that you got your stuff in order. And I mean in order beyond just a surface point, because people are out here really giving their last. I know people that have spent every dime. I know people that have taken out loans to pay for somebody to help them. People now are realizing that, okay, I can't just pay for stuff to do. I got to pay for knowledge. I have to pay to be able to learn some things so that I can do better at whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And I got people, look, y'all, they crying. I'm hearing it every single week. It's their money ain't right. And then I got these people that I done paid over and over and over and over. Different people. One of them convinced them, yeah, well, I'm not like that one. So believe me, I got you. And these people don't know enough to tell anybody. They have no business, none, putting themselves, positioning themselves over people. I don't know what that is. I wish people would take it more seriously. When you now say that I'm going to be responsible for you navigating your life to get you what you need, that is serious business. That's a ministry in itself. That's like a pastor. We know some of them don't do everything right. Just because the pastor is standing up at the pulpit does not mean he knows everything or know the whole Bible before frontward and back. But it does mean that he has taken, in most cases, or she has taken some steps to be a little more versed in the Bible. They probably lived through a couple things where they can tell you how God moves, about faith, about all of this, until you've experienced a little bit of life, or as the guy that owns Transition Excellence says, until you have mastered something even before you now say, I'm going to teach you how to master this. Then you ain't got no business doing it. Spend time learning. I have never seen so many people take one course, 2 weeks, and now they're ready to teach it. Really? You don't know enough to teach it. You don't know who's going to come and want to take your class. You got people from everywhere, all over the place. How can you now be so versed that you now can teach whoever sits in your class or whoever pays for your program? You need more than 2 weeks of learning to call yourself a master. You need more than 2 weeks of learning to call yourself, now I'm going to lead this group, or I'm going to coach these people. And then y'all charging them real money. And I ain't got no problem with you charging them, because I ain't cheap either. But my worth came with stripes. My worth came with sacrifice, came with pain, came with tears, came with loss. My worth now comes with, I can tell you how to do something wrong and right. Okay? And I'm not saying everybody needs to be at the same level, but all of y'all out here running and trying to now be the one in charge of this, and keep learning. Keep learning some. Master that. Master that thing. Become the best at that level. And then maybe you can go into teaching some stuff, because I don't want to hear it no more. I could tell when the conversations I have are going that direction, and these people, I can hear people crying. And if I'm not seeing them, because sometimes even though we're on video, people are not, they don't want you to see them because maybe their hair ain't done or whatever. But I could hear them crying, and I'll make them turn on their video. Like, turn on your video. It's okay. I done shed many tears. But the one thing I ain't going to do, I stay in my lane. I'm going to tell you what I know, because I did it right, wrong, more than once. Took the class, got the certificate, whatever. I didn't put some time into that before now I'm going to tell you what to do. Because I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want nobody asking me something and I profess to know it and then I don't know it. I don't want to be put on Front Street like that. And I know several people that have been bamboozled. I have one girl that told me that she paid for a coaching session, paid $11,000. And it was a weekend of videos, and she learned nothing. I was like, mine started $15K. I said, you could have paid me $15K, and I'd have gave you all year, and I give you one-on-one. And I don't coach everybody the same. Everybody's life ain't the same. Everybody's goals aren't the same. Everybody's desires aren't the same. Everybody don't want the same stuff. It ain't no one size fits all. Look, I'm trying to get what Tony Robbins is. Y'all know Tony Robbins charges $1 million a year. I mean, $1 million per person for 1 year. To coach people. You know why he able to get it? Because he has mastered how to do it right, wrong, wrong again, right again, wrong again, right again. He has got enough experience where that man could let that $1 million per person for 1 year roll off his tongue and get it. And get it. You hear me? Hell, I wish I could pay the dude $1 million. I'd pay him $1 million to train me for a year. Okay? Because somebody that can say that to you and don't stutter, they didn't figure something out, okay? And this is something, all I'm saying, if you aspire to teach, aspire to coach, aspire to profess to be the master of something, be that. But it doesn't come. You don't master anything in a week. You don't master anything in 2 weeks. Hell, you don't master nothing in a year. You got to ride through some stuff for a minute. You got to learn from different aspects and different perspectives, and you got to really kind of put some energy into something before you call yourself a master. I don't have a definition. My computer's somewhere around here. I don't have a definition of what a master is, and I know it's a matter of perspective, but I know what it isn't. And it isn't somebody that's done one thing for a minute, did good for a minute, ain't been through nothing to see if the market changes, people's consumer habits changes, all kind of things change. Can you be successful at that in all 4 seasons? Can you be successful in the summer, the spring, the winter, and the fall. Because, see, you may be cool in the spring, but then when the fall comes, the leaves start falling off the trees, and now you don't know what to do. The winter comes, it's cold. It's, 13 degrees in Chicago where I am? So guess what? Those that don't want to go outside are those that have businesses that are affected by the cold. I was looking at Oberweis today. I happened to ride past Oberweis. Now, I don't really eat ice cream. Oberweis, nobody. So guess what? Oberweis, and they still open. Been open for years. Oberweis could probably be the master at telling somebody, if they have a seasonal business, how to stay afloat when it's cold outside and people ain't thinking about no ice cream, because Oberweis still open. They still open. When the Dairy Queen, they still come back open. Come April, May, at least in Chicago. I know some of y'all in warm places where it's warm all the time. But in places like this, if I see a business that has maintained year after year, these businesses, you got these restaurants that only open 6 to 3. They only open in the morning. Well, if you done operated a restaurant that's able to make your money, profit, pay people, do all of that, and you ain't worked but, 8 hours a day for the last 30 years, and I want to learn how to operate a restaurant that don't have to be open all day, I'm going to go to you, because you've been open for years, and your hours ain't never went past 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, everybody gone. How have you figured that out? So last time I'll say this. For those of you all that really want to find somebody, I don't care if it's me, I don't care who it is. If you want to find someone in a particular industry that you want to learn from, I need you to interview them too. When you go to them, I need you to start asking them some questions. Give me some of your experiences. What was your greatest failure? What did you do? How did you get here? Let them tell you a little bit about their story. If they got a biography written down, so be it. If they got a video for you to watch, for you to see how they got there, start asking questions before you start spending your money. So I can hopefully hear less and less of these people that are crying to me because somebody professed to know what they really didn't know, and they believed them because they were in need, they were vulnerable, they gave them $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $10, $15,000 and got nothing. And they've done this more than once. So now, even if they wanted to get somebody for real to help them, they got no money. And they don't trust anybody anymore. You are literally taking people's last dime sometimes when you do this. So I want to say this. I want to say for all of y'all that's doing it, and you know that you don't know what you say you know, stop it. Stop it. It's wrong, and I don't care how you want to spin it, and it ain't about being perfect, but it's about being sincere and really having some history and some things that can support what you profess you know, and if you ain't got it, you ain't got no business doing it. And I'm done. Happy New Year. Let's do better this year.